Yeah, we should. It might be locked. I'll open it.
I'll take it. Yeah, I like how you waited for me though for the, thanks. Yeah. I think I technically got it in the juice because
Shelley, I'm missing you on Tuesdays. You're okay though? Okay. Open music. You know, we use the share name for the
Yes.
So sometimes you go to the Rabbi Shalom Chapel.
Okay.
And sometimes you maybe social experience. That's not really acceptable. We do have a lot of
And you went like this.
But no, but all they have to open the ark is one thing over here that like it's a double, you know, like there's not one person on that side and one side.
Right.
So
Yes.
we're much more sophisticated. You got two.
Do you have any kind of a relationship with the rabbi?
Yeah, he's a good Rabbi Brisket. He's a good guy.
Is
Very
it?
solid, good guy. Yeah. Sean Brisket.
Okay, I know
And the rabbis.
we have 10.
In about 10 years. Good. 3 of us are leaving.
3?
Yeah.
Well, you are.
Rabbi Gaber's leaving.
I thought you left already, didn't you?
And Rabbi Diana Noah is leaving from.
Oh, from the little yeah. I saw her, the write-up of the new rabbi in the exponent. Also a woman. Yeah. You tell me.
Yeah, let's get started.
I mean, we do have.
Oh, okay. You're trying. It looks like you're trying everywhere.
And that's why it's going to be looking out the window.
Yeah. Worth the problem. Yeah.
Did you want to lead?
No, please, by all means.
I'm just.
Sure.
I mean, you were supposed to have been with the choir tonight. That's why I'm here.
Oh, no.
Remember?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
How did you grow? Oh, no,
I had like
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, 2 more? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's why I wanted them. Okay.
Look at you, you're always
You don't need me.
No! Listen, my job is to teach. So once you do it, then the student has to become a teacher. Well, it comes tomorrow. I feel very good.
That's the one I know.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's on. Yeah. In the Siddur, we're on page 624. Tonight, we're either in person or live stream. There is no Zoom this evening. And we begin. והוא רחום יכפר עוון ולא ישחית, והרבה להשיב אפו ולא יאיר כל חמתו. אדוני הושיע המלך יעננו ויום קראנו. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. 626. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, תורה מצוות הקימים. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Please continue individually to the bottom of 632. והיה עם שמו תשמעו. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל ישראל. ציצית. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת ויאמר הכל סוף וקיים עלינו כי הוא. Salud. Middle of the page. ומאכולתו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נצר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף לב. מלכותך ובניך בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גואל ישראל. 636. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו בשלום ועמידנו מגנך וחוסנו ומשפט שלמנו. אמן. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם, ברוך אתה אדוני, שומר עמו ישראל לעד. 6:38. ברוך אדוני ביום, ברוך אדוני בלילה, ברוך אדוני בשכבנו, ברוך אדוני בקומנו, כי בידך נפש חיים לקחת, אשר בידו נפש כל חי, ורוח כל בשר איש. כי המלכות שלך היא ומאה תמלוך בכבוד, כי אין לנו מלך אלא אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני. המלך בכבודו תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ועל כל מעשיו. After we finish chanting the Hatzi Kaddish, please turn to the Amida and rise. Please, in your prayers, if you could please include the Ya'aleh V'Yavo for Rosh Chodesh, which you'll find on page 648. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba, v'yamad yivrach cherutei v'yamlech malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chay l'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam olam me'omaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירם ביומה ויאמרו אמן. Page 654. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Page 660, Kaddish Shalem. Yikadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah, Yamad yivrach chirutei v'yamlech mahutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chay d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kari v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam ul'amei omaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירם בעולמה ויאמרו אמן. תקבל צלותכון וגאותכון דכל ישראל קדמה וכון דבשמיא ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרמיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו amen. Please rise as we turn to the counting of the Omer.
Page 732.
Thank you. Yesterday we counted 15 days. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. Hayom 16 yom shehem shnei shavuot u'shnei yamim la'omer. Today we count 16 days in the Omer, which comprises 2 weeks and 2 days. Remain standing, please, for the Aleinu, page 662. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei tzidula li'oseh b'reshit, shelo asanu li'oyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adamah, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, velo כי המלכות שלך היא, ומעצם לך בכבוד, Takatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz. Vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. U'shemo echad. This evening, we recall the memories of Selma today is the first day of ER, and we recall the memories of Selma Gorodetzer, stepmother of William Gorodetzer, and Bernice Staff, mother of Sharon Delson. Are there any others whom we may have forgotten or omitted? Would those who are reciting Kaddish please rise? Page 668. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Baruch Tiyah. Thank you all for being here.
All right. I promised my daughter Dairy Queen afterwards, so let's get this show on the road. Yeah. I'm buying. I'm buying. Yeah. Come on. I'm buying, yeah. I just bought a new house. My credit card probably doesn't work. Yeah. All right. All right, let's get started. All right, folks, you're either in or out. All right, I'll take it, Mimi, thank you. So I'll call this annual meeting of the Congregation of Ohev Shalom to order. The brief agenda, unless you want to add anything, for the evening is as follows. So Rabbi's already on deck for his welcome. Then I will go through a 45-page speech on the presentation of the state of the congregation. We'll then honor, as we always do, our 18-year and 36-year members. I've got on the agenda a presentation from Ivy after that. And then the election of the board of directors and officer positions, Eileen, and the approval of the budget for the year. And then Mimi's buying Dairy Queen afterwards. So, with that, Rabbi? Yeah?
So folks, good evening everybody. I have never come to an annual congregational meeting without a necktie on. And then I thought of the great sage Hillel, who once said, if not now, when? So this Shabbat morning is one of the most beautiful Torah portions of the entire year. It's called Kedoshim, which means holiness. And the great sage Akiva, Rabbi Akiva, said that the greatest klal, the greatest teaching of the Torah is within this parsha, which is V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right? Is there anything better than that? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So first you got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't do it. But first love yourself and then love others as you love yourself. So it's Kedoshim Tihiyu. All of you, the Torah says this, all of you are to be holy. Not just the rabbi and the cantor, or the cantor and the rabbi. We don't do it for everybody else. We're all, hey guys, we're all in this together. It's for all of us. Anyhow, I don't know if you ever saw this or you would have noticed it, but if you look at an old synagogue, a really old synagogue, and you look at the building, which might be a Baptist church right now, it's just the way it goes. But, the stuff that's chiseled in, that stays. Anyhow, you'll see that it'll have, in Hebrew, the name of the synagogue, but before it will often say a kuf, line kuf, which stands for Kehillah Kedosha, which means the holy congregation. So let's say the synagogue's name is Bethel, so it would be Kehillah Kedosha Bethel, in our case Kehillah Kedosha Ohev Shalom, and then if you look on their stationery, it'll say exactly the same thing. So what I'd like to pose to us today is, how are we in terms of being a holy congregation? How are we? Can we call ourselves a holy congregation? So I think a fair question for you to ask is, well, what does that even mean? What does it mean to be a holy congregation? So, it would be such a neat exercise to do this. Like, brainstorm together. Where's Craig? Craig is not here tonight for a great reason. He's going to be elected president. I believe that. I really believe that in my heart. He's going to be elected president tonight. But I was once taught that in terms of synagogue leadership, even more important than their dedication to the synagogue needs to be their dedication to their family. Family comes first. And Craig's son, Brandon, is in a concert band concert tonight. So that's where he is, right? And that's the makings of a good president. So anyhow, if Craig were interested in doing this, if you're interested in doing this, the first thing to do is to brainstorm. What are the 10 factors of being, hey Lenny, of being a holy congregation, right? A holy congregation. So a number of you went to these parlor meetings where you talked about what you're looking for in a new rabbi, right? Could you imagine having these small meetings where you're talking about what are we looking for in ourselves of being a holy community, a holy congregation? What are the factors that would determine, and then how do we rate ourselves? So on a scale of 1 to 100, where would you say we are right now? Doesn't matter really right now. Let's not go there. I'd give you a 99.5, of course. But listen, no congregation is perfect, right? And some congregations are more perfect in some areas than others. I'll give you an example. In the issue of V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love others, I think we do a great job here. Imperfectly. I think we are really good with each other. Really good with each other in so many ways. So, but there's nine other things that we could look at also. Anyhow, so something to think about. How are we as a holy community? And I say that especially this year tonight because if I said it any other year, this would give me more work to do. Now I say it, it's up to you. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to facilitate it. I'm not going to ask you to come out to meetings. It's my gift to you. Okay. Anyhow, I want to tell you where I think one of the places where holiness resides in the congregation. I really believe this, that everyone who volunteers and works on behalf of the synagogue, those who serve on committees, on the board of directors, are officers. As I said, board of directors, there is holiness there. There really is holiness there. This is not like being part of a country club or a social club. This is a synagogue. It's working for a synagogue. It's holy work. It's really holy work. And whenever I meet somebody that is either presently or was in the past a synagogue president, like Michael, I have a special regard for that person because I have a good glimpse and sense of what it means to be a synagogue president. And they carry a lot on their shoulders. And, the day is short and the work is great. And the master of the house is waiting. Yeah, they're talking to synagogue presidents. And I want to say, as I have an opportunity to say thank you to Michael, because I won't be able to say it at the High Holy Days next year, but because I'll be sitting in the fourth seat over there. Look at me right over there. I'm kind of like, my arms over the shoulder. I'm probably chatting to the person who's sitting next to me. That's when I got here, because I'm coming a little bit late, Coming right at the beginning of the service. Don't even expect me. I ain't going to be there. I'm becoming one of you. This is my goal. Do I think you're holy? I just want to be like you. So Michael has been, before being president, Michael has been working primarily in the financial area of the synagogue. And you might say, well, what's holy about the financial? Does an accountant do holy stuff? So let me tell you, there's a very important teaching. It says, Imein kemach ein Torah. If you have no dough, you'll have no Torah, right? And just having the dough is a big part of it. But then you have congregants who don't have the dough. And Michael probably has known them better than the average congregant. And when you treat them with dignity and respect and caring, and the synagogue can be of help to that person, and still they feel like they're an important part of the synagogue, and that's how Michael has always interacted, never saying up front, no, not you, no. There is holiness in the work that Michael had been doing and does as president of the congregation. Listen, you all attend board meetings, many of you do. Michael is patient with everyone, no matter what they're saying, and respects their opinion and takes it in and responds to it in a thoughtful, respectable way. And that's what you may see at a meeting, and that's just like 2% of the whole work of being president. Everything that Michael does is done with great thought and dignity and caring and holiness. So Michael, our thanks, my thanks personally, but our thanks to you for your 2 years of service to the synagogue. You can always pick out a past president of the congregation. They're always the ones with the biggest smile. And somebody gave Michael the advice, you know what, Michael, after you've done 2 years, move to Boulder, Colorado. So, a week from Friday night, we're going to be having a first. We're going to be installing our first ever Ohev Shalom product. Someone who grew up in Ohev Shalom, who's going to be installed as president of the congregation. That's kind of holy, isn't it? That's kind of holy. That is pretty cool. So, as I said before, on the scale of love your neighbor as yourself, I think we rank pretty high here at Ohev Shalom, and we can all be very proud of that. But whatever those 10 factors are for us of kedusha, of holiness, le'ela u'le'ela, as we say, let us go higher, and let us go from strength to strength. Amen. I'm done. Okay. That's it. Yeah.
You can never prepare for these things. As I was sitting, when I should have been working again today, I was writing this and I said, I could bet, well, let's say if 20 people are there, I can just read like the Dovetail article or something like that. But what if there are like 1,000 people online? And then, so whatever. And then the rabbi upstaged me. I have no real jokes in here tonight. So, and he so anyway, you'll get what you paid for. Mimi, you're paying later. We talked about this already. Okay. Again, good evening and welcome to the 2024 annual meeting of Ohev Shalom. I am really happy to see you all here and want to express my gratitude for you taking the time out of your schedule to join in person, or of course the other 800 that are online. Our bylaws do require that each May we gather to elect the volunteers that have graciously agreed to lead the congregation for the next 2 years, vote on the budget, of course, for the next fiscal year, and to report on other matters of interest to our congregation. Before I get started, as I did in the introduction to the budget letter, and I have many times in Dovetail articles and otherwise, I want to remind the entire congregation, can't stress it strongly enough, that the officers and board do embrace accountability and transparency. If people have questions on any areas pertaining to the administration of the synagogue, budget or otherwise, I would encourage you to ask them. You can do it tonight, certainly, or if you feel more comfortable, you can reach out to me for a week. And after that, Craig, of course, always Barbara, and everyone graciously accepts and is willing to accept constructive suggestions or recommendations for ways we can improve the synagogue. So last year at the annual meeting, with the impact of COVID largely behind us, I focused my time on highlights of all the amazing events and programming that occurred throughout the year. This year, Ohev again offered a full calendar of diverse and engaging programming. But to define our congregation's success for the year based solely on that would only tell a portion of the story. Our congregation has accomplished so much this year. To start, I could mention the amazing new website that Ohev debuted this year, thanks to the work of Barbara Cantor, Craig Cernitsky. Who else, Barbara? I don't want to miss anybody. I think there was a rabbi. Okay.
I went to one meeting.
All right, a little bit, Rabbi, just to get his name on the speech, and the rest of the entire team that drove the effort. It really is amazing if you haven't clicked around there. My sound goes around telling people he's a model now because they used his picture for some of the thing. Interesting fact, I was a model as a baby. I took pictures with my brother in a Sears. I was a model. Or I could reference the hugely successful Ohev Players production of Fiddler on the Roof that played for 2 full weeks. But most notably, we, under the Rabbi Search Committee's direction, Mike I see back there, and Ivy and others, found our next rabbi in Leora Kling-Perkins. Rabbi Kling-Perkins has the qualities that we have acknowledged as a community, which are most important to Ohev. She's engaging, charismatic, warm, passionate about Judaism and pastoral care, and is a natural leader and educator. Most importantly, she's really excited to get started. Her tenure will officially begin on July 1st, and of course this is a significant and very bittersweet transition for our community. That said, it is the job of the entire community to make Rabbi Kling-Perkins and her family's transition from Boston to Philadelphia a smooth one, to make them feel welcome, and to embrace a spirit of connection as we work towards an exciting future together. On a side note, I do understand that Rabbi Kling-Perkins has family here in Philadelphia, so converting her to a Philadelphia sports fan may not be as tough as we originally imagined. You got more laughs. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Before we do that, we have an entire weekend dedicated to honoring, celebrating, expressing our appreciation to Rabbi. I've seen the plans. Many of you have as well and are involved in it, and you don't want to miss that last weekend in May. So if you haven't already done so, again, I would encourage you to RSVP. Turning to the reason you're really here, let's talk about the budget. The budget was prepared and presented to the congregation in the budget letter, and I do have a copy here with me if you want to go through it, but you don't see what goes behind it. There are weeks of discussions, guessing, of course. I think Rabbi caught Craig, Al, and me a couple, like 2 months ago, sitting for a few hours going through that, and then quickly walked past us as quickly as he could. But it's a very rigorous and thoughtful planning process. Across the synagogue world, there's one topic high on every board's agenda, and that's financial sustainability. Ohev Shalom is no different. Over the course of the last few years, Ohev's grappled with how to create a fair and inclusive funding structure, and at the same time ensure the longevity of our synagogue community. So last year, the board instituted a 10% increase in congregational dues, reflecting the first increase in 6 years. The increase was primarily in response to the impact of inflation on expenses, as you know. Things are no different this year. Ohev continues to be dependent on dues to meet operating expenses, and while the percentage of costs supported by our dues vary a little from year to year, it's consistently between 60 and 65%. The remaining revenue really comes from 2 places, and you can again see it in the budget. It's driven a little bit by the animal hospital that pays us rent, but it's largely driven by generous contributions to the annual appeal and consistent financial support throughout the year. I say it frequently, but it really is important, and the board agrees. Thank you to everyone that contributes. It really is important. It does make up that 40% that we can't plan for. This year, we've worked hard to ensure that our forecasted spending aligns with our revenue projections again. Al Torchman will be closely monitoring both the revenue and expense side of our budget throughout the year, and will be reporting regularly back to the board. At last report, and speaking to Al last week, I'm happy to share that it's likely that our budgeted revenues will match expenses for the 23-24 year. But as you know, when I stood here last year, I mentioned that the budget didn't contain any material increases in expenses or plans for major repairs or capital improvements. But unfortunately, as the building continues to age, capital repairs can no longer be postponed. And the building is in need of cosmetic improvements as well. In response, the board voted to institute a separate capital repair fee in the amount of $300 to be assessed annually to each of our congregational families. I want to be clear on the purpose of the fee. Every dollar will be used in the current year to make improvements, some significantly overdue, to our building. We've already begun implementing our short-term plan for capital repairs and cosmetic improvements. Our congregation is incredibly fortunate that the Shomrim Fund, I think many of you are aware of Shomrim, but if you're not, it's a separate fund established through generous contributions from Ohev congregation families. And that fund has graciously agreed to fund the replacement of the 4 main HVAC units covering the sanctuary and social hall at a cost of $135,000. Further, the Sisterhood has generously funded the painting of the entire social hall. And also as a result of a generous donation from an Ohev congregant, plans are underway to replace much of the carpet in the lobby. And work is expected to be completed there in the summer. While these improvements will benefit Ohev tremendously, there's so much more work to be done in our building. Examples include making major repairs to the Rothman School building roof, replacing some of the remaining HVAC units that regularly require expensive maintenance and repair, and fixing the roof and facade of the sanctuary that are apparently the source of constant leaks right around here. I wasn't even aware of it, but the new capital repair fee will provide the funds necessary for Ohev to make these major repairs and to address other concerns before they become emergencies. For most of the congregation, there are no other changes to the due structure. However, Ohev's board did recommend 2 additional changes that will impact families in the religious school and new families joining the congregation. First, for the past 10 years, Ohev has offered complimentary dues and religious school tuition to pre-Aleph families. This program has contributed to Ohev's success as being one of the largest and best religious schools in the area. However, the current complimentary due structure is no longer sustainable. So beginning with next year, dues for these families will be $500 in year 1, with dues increasing gradually each year until they reach the level of the standard congregational dues. In early April, we met. The officers had an open meeting with the impacted families to explain the proposed changes and to seek feedback. We were prepared for some negative responses, but fortunately, the changes were well received and with a full understanding as to why they were necessary. On the other side of the coin, beginning with next year, dues for any new family joining Ohev will be $500 for the first year as well. So the board believes that the year 1 dues reduction will be an effective incentive to encourage unaffiliated families to join Ohev and experience what we all already know. Ohev is a warm, caring, inclusive, conservative synagogue with engaging social and educational programming, and of course a world-class religious school. I can share with you tonight, Barbara mentioned this to me earlier in the week, that the early feedback has been really overwhelmingly positive. So I would also encourage each of you to make your family and friends aware of the amazing benefit. Well, balancing the financial needs of the synagogue community with those of our congregants is never easy. The board believes that these changes will ensure our synagogue continues to operate efficiently and that our building is well maintained, allowing us all to benefit from everything that the Ohev Shalom community has to offer for many years to come. Despite the challenges that we face again with an aging building, our synagogue's not in trouble. We're thriving. Our membership's not shrinking. It has been steady in at least the years I've been on the board. And we continue to welcome a number of new families each year to our congregation. So I do want to reiterate, Ohev Shalom is a growing, vibrant, and active community, and we will continue to attract new families. It's hard to believe that my term as president of Ohev Shalom is almost over. It seems like only yesterday that Rabbi called me to inform me of my nomination. I play that over in my head all the time. What if I didn't pick up the phone? What if Courtney picked up the phone? Would he have asked her? What if somebody else ran against me? Would I have won? Anyway, since this is the last opportunity I'll have to address the congregation, I do want to publicly thank all of you for the opportunity you've given me to serve as the president of Ohev. The personal reward and satisfaction it's given me has been beyond what I could have ever imagined. What I've enjoyed most is the warmth and genuine friendship from so many of you sitting here this evening. And I am extremely grateful to have served with an amazing group of officers and board members that have always been singularly focused on ensuring Ohev continues to be the vibrant, caring community that it's always been. It's no secret that the officers and board don't take this mission on without support. Our executive director, Barbara, is the backbone of our synagogue, and acknowledging her daily for a commitment to Ohev would still be insufficient, although I try by text, usually in response to a text she sends to me. Also, stepping out of Barbara's shadow and continuing to ensure that our religious school continues to be world-class is no small task, and Shari Sabbath and her amazing team of teachers deliver every Wednesday and Sunday. I've said it so many times, but it should never dilute the value of the message, and I'm sure I'll say it a few more times over the next couple weeks. There are no words to express my gratitude for everything Rabbi has done for our synagogue and our community. So I'll once again take this opportunity to say thank you. Your deep connections to our community extend across all congregants and age groups. I continue to be amazed by your special ability to relate to such a diverse audience with your humor, much better than mine tonight, and your friendly, warm, and encouraging demeanor. I really do look forward to celebrating you during the tribute weekend. Cantor, I mentioned this in the dovetail, but it's incredibly true. I have no talent. I can't sing, I can't play guitar, and despite multiple attempts at lessons, I'll stop there because my parents are sitting there. They paid for them. Piano isn't my thing either. It's an honor to participate in and watch you lead our services with your beautiful voice, musical arrangements, and also your incredibly down-to-earth, relaxed style. More importantly, and I've seen it, you have the patience and talent to impart some of the love for prayer, Torah, and music on our children. So thank you very much for all that you do. There are so many others to thank. I've done a lot of it on board meetings recently, and I'll make it a point to get to everybody else privately. But I do want to thank again the entire congregation. Thank you for putting your trust in me and our board, and of course, most importantly, your continued support. So next Friday, as Rabbi mentioned, we'll have our installation Shabbat. We'll install our next president, Craig Cernitsky. Craig, throughout the year, has worked closely with the board and officers and has already proven himself to be an extraordinarily thoughtful and capable leader. I very much look forward to watching as he and the board welcome Rabbi Kling Perkins and work with her to build on our success and further enhancing what Ohev offers to our congregation. Again, as a caring, inclusive, educational, spiritual home for the entire community. Thank you for the privilege. Any questions on the budget? All right. With that, I think, thank you. Rabbi, your turn. Oh, thank you very much.
I really do appreciate Michael acknowledging my work on the new website. But I did go to one meeting, and what happened at the first meeting is it was Barbara and Craig there, and I guess the guy who's the pro doing it, and they were looking at colors, and this color was too warm, and this color was cool, and this color was cold, and I had no idea what they were talking about. This color goes with this color. I said, you know what? I'm out of my league. So, but then I, saw it when it was live, and boy, it is great. It is really great and beautiful, really great and beautiful. So, first of all, I can let the cat out of the bag. That our Shalom Award recipient is Rachel Bitesh. I will tell Rachel that her name was greeted with such enthusiastic applause because Rachel is not here tonight. So it is amazing, what full lives our congregants have. And, there were a number of people who said, I spoke to one person who's in Florida, can't be here. Another one's in Dallas, Texas, can't be here. Anyhow, Rachel will receive her Shalom Award at installation 2 weeks. So everyone who gave such a enthusiastic applause, I'm sure you'll want to be there because Rachel stands out of the crowd in many, many, many ways. She sure does. You're right, Michelle. No, you're right. She sure does. She sure does. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do have in baseball, Phillies lost today. But, you can't be sad, can you? Like, it's just too much good going. Oh, so I was at the game on Monday night, right? So we find out, like, in the middle of the game that it's seniors strolling the bases. So I was with Ira Berkowitz. Somebody asked me if I have seasons tickets. I don't, but I know somebody who has seasons tickets. That's anyhow. So we went down and we walked from first base to home plate. What a thrill! What a thrill it was. Well, so even though they lost today, But anyhow, the reason why I'm saying all this is because of the 3 certificates we have one that we can actually present. In baseball, that's 333, and you'd be a star, right? A real star. So we're doing okay. So anyhow. I mention this every year, and I mean it every year. This is a beautifully designed and produced certificate by our artist in residence, Arlene Freimark. And if you can see it, it's a chuppah here. Can you see the chuppah? But the chuppah is not only a chuppah, it's the letter chet. And then it has a little yud over here, so it spells chai, and of course chai is life. And so Sean, you and others who will reach 18 years, you really give life to the synagogue in a very, very significant way. And we are very, very grateful. I want to just read the certificate. It says, Ohev Shalom. Oh, by the way, do we have our synagogue photographer here tonight? Right there. Okay, so get ready, because when Sean comes up, we'll be posing for a picture. Okay, that's good. Candace, you should be in this picture also. So, Ohev Shalom is pleased to present this certificate in honor of Sean Ryder on this day, 8th of May, 2024, one of ER 5784, with our appreciation for your ongoing loyal and loving membership in our synagogue family for 18 chai years. May our relationship continue for many years to come, signed by our president and myself. Sean, I'm really happy to present this to you tonight, but I have to admit, I'm even happier to see Sam and Rebecca. And just knowing, and I'm sure that Jackson is equally proud. So, can I invite you to come up?
Can you everybody take a step? Here, come close to your left.
I want to catch up with you guys after the. Oh, so the other two are Ellen and Howard Rosenfeld and Merrill Pallets. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we have 3 recipients of our 36 years. One is Scott and Susan Wexler. They are in Dallas, Texas right now. Sharon and Bruce, who could not be here tonight, and Ron Wolf. So Ron, can I invite you to come up and Joyce, could I invite you to come up with Ron? You're part of Ron's team. Oh, it's Sharon and Bruce Lustig, I should have said. Lustig. Yeah, Lustig. So inside, it's all wrapped so beautifully now, but inside there's a insert here that says the following, and it's signed by, once again, Michael and myself. It says, Dear Ron, with great affection and appreciation, we present this recently published book, Who Are the Jews and Who Can We Become? And when we were looking for the right book this year, and I saw a number of books that Barbara was considering, I said, we have to get this one. It's written by Daniel Hartman, who is the president of the Hartman Institute in Jerusalem. It's a very well-known place of study and learning and leadership, and rabbis come from all over the country and the world to study there. And he does a weekly podcast, and it's just, I learn so much from him every week, so I was very excited to see this. So to you on the occasion of your 36 years as members of Ohev Shalom, in addition to the number 36 being double high, it has great meaning in Jewish mysticism. Taken from the Talmud, there are 36 anonymous righteous souls on whose behalf the world is sustained. As members, these many years, you have played a significant role in sustaining Ohev Shalom. Your ongoing membership in our synagogue is in itself a righteous act. In addition to being president of the men's club and active in the men's club, a leader of the men's club over the years. This book beautifully tells the story of who we have been in the past and who we can yet become in the future. May we together go from strength to strength. This is yours. Thank you. Let's come over here. No. If anyone else would like to pose with the camera, I'm happy to say
I'll take pictures. Right, it's last photo op. Right, everybody looks like you're right in the lens.
Can I invite the Sisterhood President to the Bima, Ivy Graff.
I promise I won't touch it. The rabbi knows I have a problem with microphones, so. Michael, can you come on up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, since the dough is so important to you as president, Sisterhood is happy to pronounce you with present you with a check for $10,000.
Well, I thought it was a volunteer position. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Sisterhood thanks Michael for all his hard work for the past 2 years. He's been a great president. Oh, and Dairy Queen for all because he's got money now.
Oh, you want to do it behind?
Oh, you want us in front? Okay.
Oh, right.
And now I'll call Hetty Hoffman up.
On behalf of the officers and the board, I wanted to thank Michael.
Thank you.
The board meetings have been such a pleasure. I know that sounds really strange, that board meetings are a pleasure, but they are. There's no contention. It's a very, very safe place. Say whatever you want. It's okay. Everybody's voice is heard. Everyone is just so happy to be a part of the board. And it starts with you. It just does. It starts with the leadership and the attitude of the way he wants the board to run. Very laid back, very safe, very productive, but a very, very amazing leadership. The last few presidents who have been finished, we've given them flowers. He doesn't look like a flower kind of guy. So, we got you this instead.
Oh, thank you very much. Do you want me to open it now?
can open it.
Okay, sure. It's not flower.
No, it's not.
It's a stand for something.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, it says Michael Goldstein, President of Ohev Shalom, 22 to 24, a true leader and mensch. Thank you very much. Thank you. I have to hide it. It's going to be used as a weapon in my house, I think.
This way.
So. Exactly. On me, probably. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think we have the official business we just have to conclude, which is approve. We have to approve. Oh, okay.
Yes, she will. Yeah.
Eileen, please take my stuff and go.
Hello, everyone. I'm so used to seeing you on Shabbat morning, and also for those of you watching on live stream, you are used to me saying on behalf of the officers and the board of directors. Right now, I want to say to you in my official capacity as head of the nominating committee, it is my obligation and also my pleasure to announce that the slate of officers was approved unanimously by all those who voted, and the budget was also approved with only 5 dissensions. So we have a new slate of officers. We have a budget that is approved thanks to all of you. I do want to mention another person who is leaving the board this year, and that is Hetty Hoffman. Hetty, your work as the recording secretary for so many years, has been so much appreciated by all of us. We have something special for her. It just didn't come in yet. So at the next meeting is when we want to honor you and thank you for all of your service. Thank you. Very briefly, those board members of this present board, we need 5 minutes together, that's all, to take care of some official business. Thank you.
Normally, I'm looking for someone else to make the motion to adjourn, but I'll do it myself with my new beautiful kettle. So, motion to adjourn, and sorry, Sharon and Bruce, for using your book. There you go.
Short and sweet, Michael.
That's how we like them.